Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We're in the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 3, verses 22 through 39. After Abner has negotiated a transfer of power with King David, so that all of the kingdom under Saul's son Ishbosheth comes to David, right? David allows Abner to leave in peace, even though he is a man of war, right? He hasn't been aggressive in this time. In fact, he's seeking peace. Well, Joab comes back with his band of men, his raiding party, and they've been out working for David. They're out there getting, pillage for the kingdom. And they find out that Abner has been there, and they lose their minds because Abner, who's been a mighty adversary of theirs, was there and allowed to leave. And they said, Joab is like, no, he couldn't have been here for good reasons. He's trying to undermine you. All he can imagine is a conspiracy theory, right? And without telling David, Joab and his men go after Abner, and they lure him back, and they lure him into a back room, right? And they knife him. They murder him in cold blood. And all because Joab is seeking revenge for his brother who died in battle. Remember, he was really swift of feet and running after Abner, and you really got to say something about Abner, how that old man outran a very young man. And when David finds out, he says, I had nothing to do with this. I'm innocent. My whole kingdom is innocent. This is on your head, Joab, and your family. You guys did this. This was not something I wanted. And he basically says, may the curse of that be upon your family. And our bad decisions, they do come upon us, and they can go on for generations. But the other part of this is that, is that David mourns this because Joab wasn't guided by faith. David is guided by faith. He is seeking to do what the Lord calls him to do. He could have easily had a bloodlust, a blood grudge against Abner too, but he turned that over to the Lord, but Joab didn't. And King David laments over Abner. He goes into mourning, and he's known Abner since he was a teenager fighting Goliath, and has known him to be a mighty man who is of war, who has led Israelites in battle. He respected him. But I think a part of this, the depth of this mourning, is recognizing the brokenness of trying to be a people who abide in God, who trust in God. And David does everything, it says everything the king did pleased the people. Because David has faith. He trusts in the Lord, and he seeks to walk in the Lord's ways. But does he lead anyone else in that pattern of faith? That's the challenge for the people of God. Not just will the leader follow the Lord, but will all the people. And David says, no, I can't do anything with these stubborn men. They do their own thing, Joab and his brothers. And, one of the things is that these missteps, these sinful steps, plant seeds of disaster. One of the things it tells us is about how David was in prayer, called everyone to mourning, but he was fasting. And fasting is a time of intense prayer where you put aside the needs of the body, to be hungry, to focus on prayer. And David is doing that because he is seeking the Lord in the midst of this sin. Are we, as the people of God, as churches, as leaders, are we fasting and in prayer when we've made mistakes for the sake of ministry? Well, hey, thanks, friends. Have a blessed day.